Hi again. It's been a few months since I've posted zine readings. I spent most of the summer cleaning up my apartment, getting rid of a lot of stuff, making more zines. Tonight I'm going to read something from a zine that I just finished called I Was a Teen Mom. There's a lot of stories in there about being a teen mom and what it was like and shame and all that came with it. So I'm just gonna start out. I'll read quite a bit from it tonight. Alright, I lied. It was Christmas 2000. I was a senior in high school. I recently turned 18. I told my mom I decided to stay at my dad's house an extra day, and I told my dad I decided to go back to my mom's house a day early. I was dating a guy. I knew of him for years before we dated. He was a punk rock god, it seemed like. Everyone knew him. He was in and out of juvie hall, dropout, and I thought he was cute. Plus, he was in bands. We started hanging out the fall of 2000, and he officially asked me to be his girlfriend, so of course I said yes. Anyway, the day I lied, my sister and I stayed with our then, or at that time, boyfriends. I had sex with this guy the month before. That was the first time ever. Of course, when I stayed with him, that night we had sex. I completely believe this is the time when I got pregnant. I often think of how different things would be if I had not lied. I was on the pill, the birth control pill, and I took it every day after school, without fail, and I still got pregnant. So in my zine I have kind of drawings. This was my perception of society, my parents, my family, teachers, school, whoever. Slut, shameful. Me, big belly pregnant. Look, look, look. I'm not good enough. And this was me before and after I had her. Ashamed, burden, welfare queen, not a good mom, too young. I'm going to show you a picture of it too. This is the color version. I still have to make copies of it. So I was a girl who rarely got in trouble. I never, hardly dated. My first boyfriend was when I was 16. We never even kissed. I had another boyfriend when I was 17. We kissed. But I broke up with him because he lied to me about stupid shit. The summer before I got pregnant, I started drinking more and smoking weed. I made out with a lot of people too. I suppose what people thought of being the angelic innocent type was being destroyed, or getting destroyed. Not many people knew, though. I started to hang out with my soon-to-be baby daddy, like I said. We had sex for the first time when I was 18, November of 2000, and I got pregnant about a month later. Now, I didn't plan this at all. I was on the pill. I was not prepared. I certainly had no plans laid out with this boyfriend. So I had this issue to deal with. It was a very shaming and emotional experience, and that I will lay out. And then I found this thing in a magazine that says, "This just in, girl destroys nation's moral fabric," which is how I felt. Oddly, I was still menstruating for a few months, so I didn't think much of the lightness of my periods, because this happens to people, right? Well, I had gym first hour, and I started to get morning sickness. Really bad. I had struggled through gym holding my puke in. Once while playing pickleball, I had the massive urge to puke. I ran to the gym teacher and told him, and he excused me. I went to puke, then I went back to class and he told me to leave and not to make up for the class, because we always had to make up classes that we missed. He probably knew I was pregnant. The morning sickness went into my other morning classes, band and art. I started bringing saltines and Gatorade to school, hiding them in my locker. We weren't allowed to have anything beside water. Once, while packing up my flute in band class, puke was rising. I could feel it. I ran out of class early, puking into the garbage cans. On the way out, or into my hands. Yet I was in denial of my pregnancy. Who wants to be pregnant in high school? And I found this picture. I know it's like backwards or whatever, but it says everything else. It's a mammoth foot. There's me, and the girl's pregnant. That's how it felt. But I was pregnant. I went on with life after the morning sickness subsided, pretending that things were okay. I moved out of my parents' house a few months before I graduated high school. I couldn't handle living at home. I was still with my boyfriend, but he was getting worse into drugs and he dropped out of high school. I graduated at 20 weeks pregnant about. I got another job at the bagel place and I also worked at McDonald's still. I didn't think about college. I knew I was pregnant, but I was in denial. So finally I took a test and it confirmed. Yep, another pregnant teen. I also rarely showed like I could fit into all the clothes I had until I had her, so I gained 20 pounds. I called an OBGYN office for an appointment. I got a midwife, and the secret I was holding was now in the open. And then I'll just show you these last 2 pages and then I'll be done for tonight. But you see they're saying, calling me names, and then I found this kind of humorous Britney Spears' sister got pregnant when she was a teen. And the cover is all dramatic. And then this one, I was kind of a nerd, still kind of am, saying, I'm Heather, a nerdy pregnant teenager, help. And here's Mouse with cheese and balancing on its nose, and I wrote attempting to balance because I was trying to balance pregnancy, high school work, all that. Oh my. Your tubes need to be cut off. That's basically what I felt everyone wanted me to do. But at the end, I needed non-judgmental support. Rescue me. I just needed someone to help me out. No one was asking. No one was saying anything. I wasn't, because I was horrified. So yeah. Might read more of the stories in here later, but that's my new one. Thanks.